All right, today we need to find out what's happened with our ice gardens. So can you remember where I said we had to put them to turn them into ice? That's it, the freezer. So I've got to go to the freezer to get my ice gardens out. Off we go. Now you might want to check with the grown-up before you go in the freezer because it's so cold that it can hurt your hands. So I've got my ice gardens out, and some of them are like eggshells, and some of them are just at the bottom of my cake tray. You can see my stones, and my flowers have all gone really, really hard. They're not soft and gentle like they were before, and they're really, really cold. So we've got to find a way of getting them out of the ice gardens. So what are we going to need? Wonder what happens if I just turn them upside down. Now, if you're going to do this, you need a floor that you can wipe clean, or if you're doing it outside, that's absolutely fine. But we don't want a great big mess unless you're going to help tidy it up. So, my eggshells have got frozen inside my cake cases as well. Because my cake case is bendy, I'm going to see if I can just pop them out. Ooh, look, this one's got a leaf on the bottom. Can you see the leaf? It's frozen under the eggshell, and inside the eggshell is another leaf and a bluebell. Oh, I wonder what's in the next one. Oh, look at this. This is only a little frozen bit, but the leaf is poking out, and you can see a tiny bit of the lilac bluebell there. So they're really cold on my hands. And then this is a big one. Look at that. Look at the shapes the ice made. It's got really smooth edges. And you can see the flowers sticking out. That one's got the cowslips in it. And a big green leaf on the edge. Wonder if you can see any leaves and flowers in yours. Now, we didn't just put leaves and flowers in. We also put in other things as well. This one, it's got a bit of grass in the bottom. Ooh, and a bit of a stone. Because we could put hard things in as well as soft things, couldn't we? Now this one is a strange looking one. It's just got a stone and some forget-me-nots and a little tiny bit of ice. Oh, look at this one. This one's got a cowslip frozen next to the eggshell. So we've got under, we've got inside, and now we've got a next to. These bits are still soft because they didn't get frozen in the water. Oh, I've got lots of shards of ice here. Can you see how thin they are? They're already turning back into water. Can you remember what it's called when ice turns back into water? It's that And if I can make it rain with my fingers. Oh, we're going to get any drips? I think we are. That's it, I'm melting the ice with my hands. Because my hands are warm, I'm melting the ice. But sometimes it can sting when you melt the ice with your fingers. If your hands get too cold, it can actually start to hurt. Inside this one, we've got another great big stone trapped all the way through. Oh, it's another eggy one. Ooh. Look at that one. We've got ones on the top and ones underneath on the bottom. And I think that's a little bit of mud in there. Oh, frozen bluebells shooting around. And this one looks like it's got lots of grass. This one looks like a really good frozen garden. Now, oh, we've got one with a rocket. And another lovely flowery one. So we've got all of these ice gardens. Now, you could just leave them and slowly they will melt into puddles and you'll get all your stones and all your flowers back. And you might want to put one to the side and just let it melt in a bowl and see what happens through the day. So you could put one, you see if I can find a little bowl. Ooh, what could I use? A little bowl or a glass? Something that's not going to break easily. Let me find something. Ah, that will do. put, so if you ask a grown-up for a bowl, I'm going to put one of them in a bowl and I'm going to let that melt on its own and see what happens through the day. It's going to melt really slowly. But we want to get some of these out. So how can we do it? Can you remember what we did when we froze the bears in the ice cube trays? We might try bashing them. So you've got something hard, like a rolling pin. You could have a go giving them a bash. So you'll need to ask a grown-up for this, because they're not going to want you hitting the kitchen floor without them there. So shall we see what happens? Whoop! A bit of the eggshell fell off. Shall we see? See, I'm not hitting it too hard. I don't want it to fly everywhere and bits bash into me. Look, I've got one of the leaves out, but the leaf got all bashed as well, and so did my eggshell, and so did my grass. So it's breaking the ice, and it's good fun to break the ice, but we're not getting the leaves and the stones and the flowers out in one piece. They're breaking, so that hasn't worked very well. What about peeling the eggs? If you get your pinchy fingers, you can have a go at peeling the eggshells off the ice. See if that works. Ooh, how is it going for you? Make sure your hands don't get too cold. If they start getting cold, put them down. Well, I can peel my eggshell off. Because I've got frozen water at the bottom, I still can't get my flowers back out of the ice gardens. What else could I do to make them warm? I've tried my hands and that does work, but it really stings. What else could we use to make them warm? What is hot that you could use for these? Now, I don't want to burn my fingers, and we know things like ovens and kettles and hot cups of tea burn us, so we know we're not allowed to touch these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some warm water, not hot water. You know, like when we wash our hands and we use the hot tap, the warm water in there. So I'm going to get some warm water and see what happens. You're going to help George. So I've got to switch the tap on. And I've got to wait until it warms up, because the cold water isn't going to melt anything, is it? So you can get your grown-up to do this for you, or if they're watching you, just helping you, you can maybe do this bit yourself. So it's turned warm now, so I'm going to fill it all the way to just below the top. You can see it's getting hot because the steam's coming up. It's not too hot to burn me. We don't want hot water that burns us. Okay, so we've got our, George is on my foot. We've got our hot water, and now we're going to see what happens to our ice garden. So if you want, and you're not bothered about your ice breaking things up, you can carry on, especially if you're outside having a smash with your ice, but you might want to smash some of them, and you might want to put some of them in the warm water to see them melt. So I'm going to try my stone one first. Can you see my stone trapped inside? I'm going to put it in my hot water. Oh, look, you see, it's sunk right to the bottom, and there's lots and lots of tiny bubbles floating up. Oh, one of the bits of grass has come off, and a tiny bit of eggshell. I wonder if my stone is going to come out soon. Look at that. The ice has floated to the top and my stone is free. But because it's really heavy, it stayed at the bottom, sunk. Let's put another one in. This one has got a heavy stone in that might stay sunk, but it's got lots of grass and flowers. Do you think they're going to stay at the bottom? We'll float to the top. Are you ready? Ooh, this time the ice isn't sinking. Can you see the ice is floating near the top? And there's lots of little bits melting and falling to the bottom. I wonder what's going to come out first. Oh, the stone's taking it down. Is the stone going to come out from the melting ice, or are the flowers going to come out first? Now this is a big chunk of ice, so it might take a while. What do you think is going to come out first? Do you think it's going to be the grass, or the flowers, or the stones? Oh, I can see a little piece of grass coming. Now, if you're not very patient, which you probably won't as you're 2, 3 or 4, you can make this a little bit faster. And you can make it faster by stirring it. Okay, so to stir, I need a spoon. So I'll lift it up so you can see it. Oh, and we're going to give it a stir. Round and round and round. It's like we've made ice garden soup rather than silly soup. And it's going round. Oh look, the stones come out now. So we've melted out one of the stones, but the flour is still stuck, but the ice is whizzing around the top because ice itself floats. Can you see the flour? Do you think it's going to come off? Nearly. Let's give it another stir. Ooh. Making a whirlpool, like when we do. Oh, let's have a look. Is the flour floating? We've got f for flour and f for float. Yeah, our yellow flour, our cowslip, is floating at the top. And our stones are still sunk at the bottom. So let's do one more. Let's do one that's got an eggshell on it. And see what happens if eggshells sink or if eggshells float. So this one's got bluebells and more cowslips, but it's also got an eggshell in this one. Let's see what happens. So is it floating or is it sinking? Ooh, it's turned upside down, but it's still floating at the top. Do you think it might need a stir? Should we try? You can even push it down with your spoon. Now we don't want to break the eggshell this time, because remember when I hit it with the rolling pin, you remember the mess? If we have a look at the mess, look what happened when we hit it with the rolling pin. We got a lot of mess and we didn't get our eggshell back. We got lots of pieces of eggshell. So let's see if we can melt the ice in the warm water and get all our eggshell back. Shall we have a look how it's doing? Ooh. Can you see, look, the big lump of ice is coming off. There's still some inside though. Let's see what happens if we can get it all to melt. Now, the water shouldn't be too hot, so if you want, rather than stirring with a spoon, you can even put your hand in. Whoa, you get to make a mess now. That's it. Can you see, look? The eggshells come out in one piece. It hasn't been broken again. Whoa, lots of mess. Oh, this one's still frozen. Let's give him a little wiggle. Give him a little wiggle. Oh, here it comes. The flowers are coming off. I've got a leaf as well. Oh, still a little bit of ice inside. Takes quite a while to melt things. And it's quite messy too, but that's the fun. So you can see that one is a lot better than those ones. So you'll have to decide if you want to smash or melt. And you can see on the top, you can see the flowers that float. Eggshells float like little boats. Maybe you could turn some more eggshells into little boats. This eggshell hasn't floated because it had some ice in it. Now it's floating like a boat too. So see what fun you can have to do. If you haven't made any frozen ones, don't worry, you can. Other things you could do, especially if you're in the bath, you could have a go at playing floating and sinking and see what things you can take in with you that float on the top and what things you can take in with you that sink to the bottom. Just make sure you ask a grown-up first. Okay, enjoy yourselves. Bye.